What's going on and welcome in, it's Kiwong here, and I'm going to be giving you guys a guide for Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost ON. This is a basic tutorial, so I hope it helps you out very much for anyone that's new or anyone that's interested into getting into MBON. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like and comment down below. We'll go over the suit costs and what the bursts do. As you guys can see here, the Unicorn Gundam is at 3,000, the Churidam is at 2,500, and the Zakutu is at 1,500. What this means that every time your mobile suit gets destroyed, this is the amount that it will deplete from your team. So make sure you guys choose wisely, but from what I was told as a beginner, the overly cost suits are the ones that you guys want to go with because they just have more tools and they deal more damage. And easier to land hits with, because I know when you're a newbie, it's really tough to hit the opponent, trust me. So now let's look at the bursts. So for bursts, it's for your R3 move. So once when your burst gauge is at 50 to 100% full, you guys can enter burst mode, and you have three options here, which is the shooting burst, extend burst, and fighting. And it doesn't mean that if you're a melee suit you should pick the fighting burst. It's totally up to you, and you can mix and match however you like. The shooting burst is my favorite because it allows you to continuously spam the main projectile, and then I like to be able to fire a lot of shots when I'm in awakening mode. And the extend burst is for survival. This is really good for someone that wants to escape out of a punishing combo. And the fighting burst, I think it's really unique where like you get to fire your main and cancel it into a melee attack. That's super cool about this burst feature. And also you can guard break with it. So we're gonna go with extend burst because it's probably the most common, and we're gonna do the tutorial with the RX-78 Granddaddy Gundam. Alright, let's go over the controls and teach you guys how to play MBON, and hopefully you guys will become master Gundam pilots in no time. Alright, this is a 4-button arcade fighter, so you have your square, triangle, circle, and X buttons, and also your shoulder buttons with L1, L2, R1, and R2, and your R3 button. This is meant to be played on the arcade stick, but since we don't have one, I've been using controller and it works just fine. But before I get started into the controls, let's look at the locking mechanics, or the locking system. So right now we're in green. That means we're out of range, but we can still fire our projectile. And then it's not necessarily going to hit, but sometimes they do kind of like jump in the way. Since the opponent is not moving, it's going to hit no matter what. And then red meaning that you are in projectile range, you're in main range. So that means when you're locked on, you get to fire, and most likely it'll hit. And you see how like he turns yellow? That's when you're not able to hit the opponent, so make sure when they're in yellow, do not attack. And then if you have the 4 red kind of arrows, you're in melee range. So you see that? 4 red arrows, melee range. So if I drop back and then I don't have the arrows, I'll miss the melee attack. And that will cover the locking system. And there is a blocking before I forget, and some newbies find it hard to do, but you'll need to practice it a couple of times. So if you click down quickly and hold up on the analog or on the D-pad, you'll perform a block, but it'll deplete 50% of the gauge. So down and up quickly to perform a block. And then you'll be able to block some projectiles and some melee attacks, but it's a gamble because when you miss, you're going to get punished into a combo. Let's go over the dashing and the boosting mechanics, because it's probably one of the most important things to this game. So if you double tap X in any direction, it's going to allow you to boost dash. And then if you double tap X and hold, you get to boost dash until your gauge is depleted. And then if you click X and hold, it will allow you to boost into the air. So boost dash and boost dash canceling is probably the most effective way to play. So you get to boost dash and then cancel and go to the opposite direction. This is very important for dodging enemy attacks. And how a lot of people move in this game, they'll boost dash and then they'll land into the air or go into the air and then drop back down. Make sure you don't overheat the boost gauge because you will get penalized and then you'll get a delay on recovery for boost. So how a lot of people move in this game is they'll boost dash and then they'll go into the air and then drop back down right when it hits like around yellow or orange. That way when they land again, they get to just boost dash cancel into any direction and not risk overheating the boost gauge. Now let's go over our main projectile. If you do 3 hits continuously with the main projectile, you'll do a knockdown. So on the 3rd hit, you'll do a knockdown. And if you hold and charge, and then you see how like the main weapon is now flashing, you get to do his heavy or his special main attack. And then if you kind of combined it with the boost canceling, so a lot of people does this. They boost dash and then they cancel into the main, and it'll allow you to fire continuous shots. Because if you try it, you can only fire the shots, but it'll have a delay. So if you fire main and then boost dash cancel into main again, it'll allow you to continuously fire your main weapon. Now let's go over our sub weapon. You'll have 3 shots on the shoulder cannon. So if you click R1, it'll perform a shoulder cannon. A good combo will be your main, boost dash cancel into the shoulder cannon. So main, boost dash cancel into the shoulder cannon. That's a really good combo right there. Now let's look at the assist moves. So you see how on the bottom right, there's a plane, a little tank, and then a little soldier guy. So if you go neutral R2, it'll send out the plane. And then if you do any direction, left or right or down on the D-pad or on the analog stick, it'll send out the little tank. And then if you hold up and then click R2, you'll send out the soldier, which will hold the enemy, and you'll be able to get a free hit off of them if you're fast enough. So now let's check out the stun, which is the L2 move. If you throw it once and you land the hit, you'll be able to stun the opponent. But it won't stun them for very long, so make sure you're cautious of that. But if you hold L2 and wait for the charge, and when you do stun, you'll be able to stun them for much longer. Not all Gundams have this, some have a charging stun. And then now let's go over the melee. So if you hit the melee combo continuously, it'll knock down the opponent. But how do you continue the melee combos is by canceling, by step canceling. So you can step cancel left, right, or left, right, and in front and in back. But if you perform it with the melee attack, you get to do this rainbow streak kind of step. So that's kind of like what they call the rainbow dash. So you get to just do it continuously until you defeat the opponent. And then if you do any direction, left or right, on the D-pad or analog stick, you get to just do his like little ball chain thing, and then into different melee attacks. So that's pretty much the melee there. And then finally your R3, which will take you into burst mode. And then if you are in extend burst and you click R3, it'll allow you to escape a combo. But if you just click it R3 and you click R3 again, you'll do your super move, which is the final kind of cutscene in Gundam, where the RX-78 blows off the arm and the head and into the beam rifle to the air. And yeah, and that'll cover this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it and this has been very helpful for you. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, like, and comment on this video. And then also I do stream on Twitch TV from Sunday to Thursday at 8 p.m. PST. I've been streaming Gundam a lot lately. It'll be awesome to see you guys there. I do host rooms. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and see you guys next time on Kid1 TV.